Hello everyone, my name is Heather and welcome to the channel Bookables. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different video and I'm going to be talking about some of my fall favorites and what does that encompass. For me in this video it's going to encompass movies, shows, candles, and like some like hygiene products. I don't know. I don't have a lot of fashion because I'm not fashionista at all. I wear the same things every year. I'm as basic as it can be. But either way, I've embraced that basicness. But I'm going to share with you some things that I think are just essential for fall. Mostly, if I'm going to be honest with you, it's going to be mainly movies, shows, and candles. So let's just get into it. So movies, I have a lot of movies that I associate with fall and Halloween because we're getting close to Halloween as well. So first up, the one movie I watch every single fall, I watch it multiple times a year honestly, but I always make sure I watch it in the fall, is When Harry Met Sally. It's probably my favorite romance movie of all time. It used to be You've Got Mail, but I just find the chemistry between Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan just so believable and I love it. So if you don't know what Harry Met Sally is about, it's literally the title. It's when Harry met Sally in college. They take like a road trip together to go home to New York for after college, and they don't get along, and they just basically goes throughout their years. They run into each other again in like 10 years. They run into each other again in like 5 years, and they become friends, and maybe some feelings emerge. But either way, there's several scenes in it that scream like fall, and there's some Christmas scenes that are great. The very last scene in the movie takes place in New Year's Eve, but it's just a beautiful friends to lovers story. I love it. It makes me laugh out loud. It's amazing. It's a Nora Ephron classic for sure. Much like You've Got Mail. Both of these Nora Ephron movies are just fall central. They both take place in New York around the fall. So in this one we also have Meg Ryan again, who owns a bookstore, and it's a very small bookstore, and she's kind of talking to a guy that she doesn't really know on an AOL like mail chat room. They meet in a chat room and they start emailing each other, and it's kind of anonymous. And we also have that going on. We also have Joe Fox, who owns this big like industrial, like think of Barnes and Noble bookstore, and he's putting it right near her bookstore, and it's kind of pushing her out of business. So they meet each other, they hate each other, and then they learn that, and then maybe they learn that they're actually talking to each other online. So it's a great like kind of enemies to lovers, but we also have this kind of secret correspondence going on. It's a fun one. I love it. Again, such good fall scenes, also great Christmas scenes. It's a great romance story. I mean, I love all of Nora Ephron's movies. Like seriously, they're all my favorite. I watch them repeatedly throughout the year, but these two in particular are her most fallish ones. Another great fall movie is Mona Lisa Smile. This one is set in like a private girls' school, and it definitely takes place during the fall and like winter time. It's about Julia Roberts, who gets a new job at this school to teach art, and the girls there are not the nicest. They're very catty, they're mean. It's in like the 1950s, I believe, where it's very like set that a woman should marry and drop out of school and have babies and be a housewife. And Julia Roberts does not believe in that. She wants, you know, girls to have a career and do what they want to do. This has a star-studded cast. We got Julia Roberts, Kristen Dunst is in it, Julia Stiles is in it. I think Topher Keefe is in it. There's some other people I'm missing that I know are in it, but either way, it's a great movie. They have such beautiful fall scenes, like the montages and stuff, scream fall, and it's just a beautiful movie to watch. Much like one that I don't think will get recommended a ton because surprisingly, it's a classic, but I don't think a lot of people have seen it, Rudy. If you have not watched Rudy, like do it. Like you need to do it. So if you don't know, Rudy is Samwise from Lord of the Rings, Sean Ashton, that's who Rudy is. And his name is Rudy, and he has a dream of going to Notre Dame because his father has always loved the football there, his family's loved it, and he wants to be on the football team. Rudy's a short and stocky guy, so he doesn't scream really football material, but man, this whole movie, this is his dream, and he works hard on it. It's a very, very heartwarming story. And if you don't like football, I'm not a big football fan. I really don't like football. I don't like football that much. It's still an amazing movie. It's full of a family. It's full of like somebody pushing to their goals, and it's all about going to Notre Dame. And so the fall foliage, because Notre Dame is up north, is stunning. Like such beautiful scenery there. And again, I'll say it again, it's a heartwarming story. If you haven't watched Rudy and you're like, oh, I don't like football, just trust me, watch Rudy. You're gonna walk out of it crying. Believe you me, it's an amazing movie that I don't think gets talked about enough nowadays. Maybe it did back in the day when it came out, but I still think about Rudy constantly. And my last like fallish movie that I want to talk about is The Social Network. This is kind of an interesting one. I think it's just the vibe it gives for me for fall and winter. Like when I was asking my husband, like what movies are fall and winter, he was like The Social Network. It just kind of gives that kind of cold vibe. That sounds weird. You know how some movies just give you that kind of seasonal vibe? For me, Social Network does that. If you don't know, Social Network stars Jesse Eisenberg, who is playing Mark Zuckerberg, and it's all about his, you know, invention of Facebook and how that kind of came to be. He was in college. Was he in Harvard? I think he was in Harvard, so it was definitely in the fall for sure. But it just kind of, there were some scenes where they were outside and you could see like the steam from their breath, and I remember that a lot. And they have a lot of montages where it's like, or opening scenes where it's kind of in the dark and like a cold, like kind of dark college campus that screams kind of fall. Either way, for some reason, I can't tell you in particular, but it just kind of is fallish to me. So I have two shows that are fallish to me. I'm sure you cannot guess what show I'm going to say first. Gilmore Girls, obviously. If you ever talk about fall shows that you want to watch and Gilmore Girls isn't on your list, I don't know what is. It's probably the most quintessential fall show that you can watch. If you somehow don't know what Gilmore Girls is about, it's about mother and daughter Lorelai and Rory, and they live in Stars Hollows, Connecticut, and it's set in a small town, and it's all about their life in there, and it is essential. Like, they have fall festivals, they have Christmas festivals, summer festivals. It is essential to watch this in the fall. Like, the Thanksgiving episodes are my favorite ones. It's a great show. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. We all know this. I've done several upon several videos about Gilmore Girls. I have a new show that I binged. I binged the mess out of it a couple months ago, and that is Only Murders in the Building. And this one stars Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez, which is a weird trio that you would never hear together, but somehow it works. It's a Hulu original, and it's kind of a spin on your kind of classic crime show, but they're very aware of it, if you will. So basically all of them live in this really kind of old hotel building, and a murder happens, and they're all really big fans of this true crime podcast. And so they decide, hey, maybe let's make our own true crime podcast and try to figure out this murder in the building. And so they kind of go on from there. It's a very great fall show. The fashion in it's great. Like, Selena Gomez's fashion is like A+ in this. I wish I could have her fashion sense, but it's a great show to watch in the fall because of murder and mayhem and this old kind of hotel building where the tenants have been living there for years, so you don't know who's who or who did the murder and things like that. It's a great show that I did not think that I would love as much as I did, but man, I loved it. On to Halloween. I don't have a lot of Halloween stuff because I'm not the biggest Halloween person. I don't like scary things. So when I think of Halloween, you think of scary things. So I only have a few things to talk about. First up, obviously Hocus Pocus. Everyone knows it's a classic 90s Halloween movie. The sequel just came out. I thought it was okay. It's not going to live anywhere near the original Hocus Pocus, but that's okay. It's a fun, witchy time that I really enjoyed. Another essential movie that I always recommend, and it's one of my favorite movies of all time that I don't think gets enough recognition as well, is Clue. Oh gosh, I love Clue. Like, the love I have for this movie knows no bounds. So it's pretty much based on the board game. Oh, I don't know which came first, the show or the movie or the board game. I don't know. I never know. But basically, they all get invited to this really old mansion at night when it's raining and like dreary and stuff. And they learn that, hey, they're all being blackmailed, and then a murder happens and they're trying to figure out who done it. And they're all stuck in this house together. And it's hilarious. It's fun. It is a classic. If you have not watched Clue yet, just trust me on this, watch it, you will not regret it, I promise you that. If you take any recommendations from this video, take Clue. I will always say that because Clue is so underrepresented. You know, speaking of Clue, a movie that's come out very recently that is very reminiscent of Clue is Knives Out. It's very much like the modern day Clue for me, only it's more about a family. So if you don't know what Knives Out, it's about this family that all gets together for like the grandpa's birthday, and then he dies at night, and a detective comes in and he's like, I'm trying to figure out who killed him because obviously somebody's in this house that's done it. You don't know if it's like maybe one of his sons or daughters or grandkids or his nurse, but either way, it's such an autumnal vibe. Like, goodness gracious, I should probably move this to like the fall section and not the Halloween section, but it's got murder in it, so you know that's Halloweenish, right? But it's a great one. I would say if you have a night open, watch Clue and then watch Knives Out. Oh, that would be a perfect night. Have some popcorn. Oh my gosh, I would love that. I would seriously love that. Perhaps my favorite Halloween movie of all time is Practical Magic. I love it. It is a good witchy time. This one stars Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman, who are sisters, and of course by that, they're witches, and they live in this very small town, and people don't like them because they're witches, and it's all about them. And it is, I love it. There's so many scenes where they're like making potions and like doing spells, and it's just, I just rewatched it the other week, and I was like, oh, I forgot how much I love this movie. It's such like a 90s classic Halloween movie. So those are all the movies and shows that are fall favorites to me. Moving on to candles. I love candles in the fall and winter. I do not burn any in the spring and summer. I'm not a big floral perfumey person. I get headaches from that a lot. My favorite scents are the warmer scents, the kind of bakery scents, the warm kind of cloves and like pumpkin and cinnamon and things like that. That's my jam. So I go crazy when it gets to be colder outside. I burn candles like a lot. So I have some favorites. My favorite of all time, I've talked about it several times, is Marshmallow Fireside. Like me, I love the smell of a bonfire. I love it. And then just add some s'mores on top of that. This is this candle. It's got like a subtle vanilla in it. You can definitely smell like the kind of bonfire-esque of it. I always burn Marshmallow Fireside. I have like, these are from last year, but I decided this year to try some different ones because I was like, I need to branch out. And I found, and there was a candle that I used to love and then I kind of grew out of it, but I bought it again this year and I was like, crap, I still love this candle a lot. And that is the classic Leaves candle. If you want a fall candle, Leaves, look no further. This one just smells like fall. If you want the notes of this one, it's crisp red apple, golden nectar, warm clove spice. That's the good thing right there. So I love it. It just smells very warm, very fallish, if you will. It's not overpowering. None of these scents are overpowering. If you should know that about me. It's just, I can't get too strong of scents because it will give me headaches. But Leaves, essential fall one. And another favorite that I bought on a whim this year because I did them all online because I don't go to stores because kids. But either way, I bought it online because I was like, the notes sound really interesting and I loved it so much I bought a second one of it. And that is pumpkin carving. When you look at it, you think it's just Halloween, but it smells phenomenal. More pumpkin-y, I would say. So Leaves is kind of your fall one that you can burn September, October, November. This one I would say probably is perfect for like October, September too, if you will, but it's more pumpkin-y is what I'm saying. So the notes in this one is freshly carved pumpkin, who would have thought, spiced pumpkin seeds, and smooth brown sugar. And it smells just that. It smells like pumpkin with some brown sugar. It's a great one. I love it. So these two have been my favorite this year, I would say so far. Like, I'm already on my second one of this, and I just bought this one a couple weeks ago, and I'm already halfway done with this. So there's that one. And then I do like the sweet scents. I really do. So I have vanilla pumpkin marshmallow. It's a great one. It smells like pumpkin, but you definitely get a very strong vanilla vibe to this one because, what do you know, the first note in it is Tunisian vanilla, pumpkin spice, homemade marshmallow. I'm a big marshmallow person, and drizzled caramel. So this is definitely your bakery scent ones. I also love the Mary Cookie one, but I always burn that for like winter time and Christmas, but this is a great one. And then the other one that I bought on a whim, and I do enjoy it. I don't love it as much as the other ones I mentioned, but I like it. It's Fall Festival. It has fresh pumpkin, spiced cinnamon, and sweet maple almond butter. I like it. I don't love it. It's almost done. I will burn it because I'm not the type of person to waste money on candy. It's like, if I buy it, I'm gonna burn it. But I would say my two favorites, hands down, that I would recommend that are very warm and fallish are Leaves and pumpkin carving for sure. Highly recommend. And the last thing I want to talk about is just two like kind of bath and body items, if you will. I'm very seasonal. I mean, obviously with this video you can tell it's seasonal, but I'm seasonal with candles, with books, with clothing, obviously, duh. I wear leaf earrings. All of my videos from September to November, like, it's just, I'm so typical and basic, it's ridiculous, but I don't care, it's how I am. I'm also seasonal with like body scents. So during the spring and summer, it's coconut for me. I always do coconut spray, coconut lotion, coconut body wash. I love coconut. I don't like the taste of it, but the smell of it, love it. So when it gets to be fall and winter, I switch over to vanilla because I just love a good classic vanilla smell. So my lotion I always get, I haven't found like a good like drugstore one yet, so I always go back to this one. It's the warm vanilla sugar from Bath and Body Works. You can tell it's just vanilla with some sugar in it. It smells so warm and so cozy. I love it. So this is the lotion I use. And then surprisingly, I found a body wash. I was not expecting it. I've never used Native before. I've seen a lot of people work with them. If they want to work with me, let me know. But either way, I saw this one. It's toasted marshmallow vanilla. And I was like, all right, like I love marshmallow. That's a thing. Weird obsession with s'mores. Don't ask me. I just do. So this one, it smells literally like marshmallow and vanilla, and it is amazing. So I really enjoy this one. I do know they have an apple cider scent one as well, and I was like, oh, I might buy that. But I was like, no, I want to make sure I use this for September, October, November, December, you know, my kind of fall and winter months. So I decided to go with the toasted marshmallow and vanilla. So if you're a big vanilla fan, if you want to smell like, you know, a bakery. Oh my gosh, that sounds so stupid. These two are the way to go. Hey, those are some of my fall favorites. I hope you got some good recommendations from this video, whether it be a candle, a show, a movie, or, you know, a lotion, whatever it may be. I would love to know if I've steered you in that direction. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.